Alright, if you watched my last video, you know now the very basics of how to associate words with numbers using the Gematrinator.com. It's very simple, self-explanatory. A first grader could do it. And now I'm going to take it to the next level and to show you how simple it is to decode the world around you. In fact, I discovered that everything is coded, even Wikipedia articles, television commercials, everything you see on the news. Today, I'm going to explore for you the company Omaha Steaks and how it even tells you, or it tells people who understand the language, that this is not food you should eat. Okay, at least if you're Jewish anyway. Pretty much just call it Goyim food. So doing what I showed you in the last video, if you didn't see it, go back and watch the ABC's video. Everything I write down here or type on the Gematrinator, you should write down on a piece of paper. And when you're done, it'll look, and then circle the numbers that match and just draw lines from the numbers that match to the next numbers that match, okay? So real simple, go back and look at it, you'll see how to do it. When you're done, you'll have a paper that looks like a plate full of spaghetti with circles and lines all over the place, and you'll begin to see how that information is coded on a regular basis. So again, here's the Omaha Steaks right here. If you want the numbers that I'm using, all you have to do is just look it up right here, Wikipedia, real simple. You can also get some of it from their own website. Okay, so let's get started here. Let's look at Omaha Steaks. We'll punch that in here. Omaha Steaks. Okay, you hit return. That'll pop it down here to the bottom for you. And you can circle 113, you can circle 184, and you can circle 67. Again, on your paper, you have to write it down, okay? You'll notice that this company, by the way, was founded in 1917. I'll tie all these things together a little bit at a time, and it has 1,500 employees. 1917 is a combination of two very important Jewish numbers, 9/11 and 7/11, which is just a type of 9/11 because at one time 9/11 was the 7th month, September 7. Okay, so like the store 7-Eleven, which is owned by a Jew, is just telling you that 7-Eleven stands for 9/11. All right. So let's go to the next thing. Here's one of the phrases on that article and that the company uses: America's original butcher. All right. And what you want to do is you will circle circle all the numbers because they're all going to match with something. Okay, see, I can't draw any lines just yet, but we're getting there. You can, if you already have learned some of the numbers, you already see that some of these numbers are used in a lot of things. 147 for government and authority and that sort of thing. 33 over here in Jewish, 33 degrees of masonry. 114, 411 is the police code. And went through that on the last one. So, all right, let's go to their first address, 1211 Howard Street. Okay, and already we're starting to see some overlap. So you see the 113? So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to draw a line from the 113 in Omaha Steaks to the 113 at 1211 Howard Street. You see America's original butcher, 114. You're going to want to circle the 41 and draw a line to the 114. You just made a connection. You see how easy that is? And I told you that the company had 1,500 employees, and you see a 50, okay, which is the 50 employees. Say, well, that was just a little bit of a stretch. All right, that's fine. Not every number has to match perfectly, okay? But you see the 231 in America's original butcher is the same as the 123 and the 1238 underneath 1211 Howard Street. See how it's already matching up with so much? Oh boy. And it took a Jew to figure all this out. Yes, because if you'll read the article, you'll find out that it was a Jew escaping persecution who came here and founded this company. And Jews used this system. All right. America's original butcher since 1917. Another phrase they had on there. And you'll see if you circle 196, that's the same as in their phone number, 1-800-960-8400. And circle 49. And let's see, again, the 15, 155, the 15 is in the 1,500 employees. All kinds of connections. Okay, now let's go to Omaha Steaks International. Okay, and you're going to want to circle the 383 and draw a line up to America's Original Butcher, 833. You're going to want to circle 149 and draw a line under America's Original Butcher since 1917. There's that 49. See, all these are just phrases I'm just lifting out of the article, and you'll see how that they come up with these phrases because they can they pair with other parts. It's all the geometry and the language. That's what gematria stands for. It's language and gematria together. Okay. So circle the 88 because we're going to get around to that too later. All right. Now we're going to go to the founder of the company, I believe it was, J.J. Simon. And here you go. You got, you're going to circle 99, like in the America's Original Butcher since 1917, and the 998. And you're also going to circle the 19 part of the 1419. Sometimes you will find things that I missed, so if you look and find, oh yeah, circle the 90 because that could connect to something here in a minute too. Okay, in fact I'll do that one because I apparently missed that one. I thought I was. Yep. Okay. All right. Now put in Table Supply Company, which was the first name of his company originally, before it was Omaha Steaks. And you're going to want to circle the 167 and draw a line up to Omaha Steaks. And you'll see that there's a 67 there. You'll see a 184, which also connects to Omaha Steaks. So remember, this company started back in 1917, and this is how long they've been doing this. Okay, this is not a new system. This is not some conspiracy theory they just invented. They've been doing this for literally thousands of years. Definitely, we can prove it. If you go back and watch one of my videos, I show an article of a survey, a census rather, from 1788, the first one done in Washington County, Ohio, here where I live. And the whole thing is just a gematriation of the name George Washington, and there it is on display at a museum. I still have yet to go back to show it to them, but I'm getting around to it, one thing at a time. So anyway, we're at Table Supply Company, and you want to circle 67, I think. Yeah, I just got a little confused there. We already did 1211 Howard Street. That's why I was getting confused. Okay, that was just a note. Wasn't part of what I was doing. All right, so I learned in the article that in 1966, so if you circle 1966 and draw a line to the 196 in America's Original Butcher since 1917, and also the 960 in their phone number. Well, it says in 1966 they moved to 4400 South 96th Street. So there's again the 96. You saw that in America's Original Butcher, and again in the phone number. And I want you to look at that 4400 because that number actually has a meaning, okay? And so circle that, and you'll see that again, but 44 also has its own meaning that we'll get to here in a little bit. You'll also see that the corporate office is now at 10909 John Galt Boulevard. You ever heard that name, John Galt? They made a movie about that, didn't they? And so if you punch in the entire address, 10909 John Galt Boulevard, you will get more 91s. You see how that pairs up nicely, doesn't it, with the 10909. Not a mistake, but we're going to try to figure out who John Galt is. That was a big question before, wasn't it? Okay. In the movie, who is John Galt? All right. Well, we'll get to that right after we hit Omaha, Nebraska. This is where one of their offices is located. And you're going to circle the 109. And definitely the 242, because that's going to be a word we're going to look at here in a minute. And again, that number 19. Okay, now here's the big question. The big question, who is John Galt? Apparently he's a butcher. Okay. All right, now look at all these. Who's John Galt? Well, we're going to find out. Okay, 161 will compare here in a minute to his son's name that we're about to get to. 62 to the Table Supply Meat Company that we're about to get to. The 190 from the 109 in Omaha, Nebraska. The 64 has a special meaning. And then the 1883 has the 88 from Omaha Steaks International. Remember, I told you we'd get back to that. And the 83 from America's Original Butcher. So there's no way all this can be a mistake and match up this precisely unless somebody's planning it. Okay? So let's go to J.J. Simon's son, B.A. I'll do capital just so you know what I'm talking about. So it's just his name, B.A. Simon. Okay. And 116 pairs up with who is John Galt. So you can draw your circles now and connect those two. And 44, and he's the one that moved it to Howard Street, pretty sure. And you'll see that his name pairs up nicely with the 4400 South 96th Street. That's what I meant to say. When he moved to 4400 South 96th Street. Okay, so you can draw a circle around 44 and connect it to 4400 South 96th Street. You'll just have to write out that address. I did not enter it into the Gemotrinator. Okay. At one point, they changed the name from Table Supply Company to Table Supply Meat Co. And you'll see the 62 from who is John Galt, the 91, the reverse of the 19, the 190, and John Galt again, and also J.J. Simon. Okay, and let's see, the 47. 47s are always important because that has to do with government and authority and that sort of thing. So what does it mean in this particular case? There's so many types of 47s, it'd be hard to say exactly which one it might be paired with. So, but you definitely can circle it with America's Original Butcher, and that one, 47 there. Okay. So everything's connected here on our page. Now let's look at some interesting things. What messages might they be telling us with all this? Okay, this is a Jewish guy. Here's your 47 right here. You were wondering? I was wondering, right? Because I almost forgot for a second. Bad food. There it is. 47. Why would they be telling you it's bad food? Okay. There it is. So 47. Bad food. And look at the other numbers. 29. Okay, if you write out the word financial, you'll see that this is just a financial company. It's a bad food financial company. Okay, and you'll see the 142 from bad food goes nicely with financial. And look at that last number over there on bad food for a second. Did you see it? Did you notice that one? Bad food, 117. Remember how we said there at the beginning that this company was founded in 1917 and how it reflected 7-Eleven, like the gas station? Okay? The Jews like to give us bad food for the Goyim, right? That's awful Goyim. So they named their gas station. This is code for, it's a 9/11 thing. Stay away from it, okay? This This is a goyim thing. Stay away from it. Speaking of goyim, let's look up that word for a second. And we'll see all kinds of parallels here. Of course, you got 33 degrees of masonry there. And you have the 69, like America's butcher since 1917. Butchers for who? Yeah, those goyim. And 4400 South 96th Street. So then the 496 at the end pairs with that. Very nice, huh? Very nice of them just to call you goyim. Eat your bad food, you dumb goyim. It's your 7-Eleven shop. Oh goodness. Okay. This is just our financial thing for us Jews. It's not for us. You guys stay away from it. Why do you stay away from it? Because it's not kosher. 44. Remember I said we were going to get to that 44? Okay. If you go back to this Wikipedia article, you see that in 1966 they moved to 4400 South 96th Street. There's your 44 right there. And in case you don't know, if you're new to this, what's 44? It's kill. It'll kill you. So you got the 7-1, 7-11, and the 44 because it'll kill you. Okay. So because Jews don't frown on anything they frown on anything that's not kosher, right? Anything that's not kosher will apparently kill you, right? Oh goodness. It's also it's unhealthy, right? See, look at that. There's the 114 again. Where did we see that? Yeah, the 114 in America's original butcher. It's unhealthy. It's unhealthy. It's not kosher. It's goyim food for financial purposes. Stay away from it. So that's the secret messages in the article that they're giving you. And if you're a Jew that knows gematria, or in the Masons, and high enough that you've been taught these codes, you're gonna recognize these symbols in the articles and know whether or not you're supposed to be part of it or not. So, and I have to say the whole reason I made this video is because I've been driving my wife crazy, seeing numbers on all these things and pointing them out to her and that thing, and she said, "It can't be. It's just steak, for heaven's sakes. It's just a commercial." I said, "All right, just for that, I'm making a video. I'm going to prove it to you." So I think beyond any other possibility, there's no way this many words and numbers all go together. This is by design, on purpose. It's mathematically impossible. Just punch in random words and see how many of them you get. Put in tomato and floor and telephone pole and flag and and book and see what happens. I mean, it's just that you'll get a connection here or there, but you won't get massive numbers all coming together like this, because this is intended to send a message to people, but not to the goyim. You're just supposed to order it, eat your food, and in their opinion at least, get sick or eat your unhealthy goyim food and your bad food, and whatever happens, happens. But all the Jews know to stay away from it. So anyway, like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.